Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, baby, okay, we are gathered here today, y'all, for The Oval. All right, this is my review recap for The Oval. It's over, season 4, episode 8. Child, we picked up where we left off, honey. We getting into a whole bunch of craziness and foolishness. We got, Cal out here roaming these daggone woods. We got Victoria still out here in these streets talking about she trying to get a taste of, the outside life. Get out the daggone White House for a minute and live it up. We got Lily acting like she done lost her mind, like she's coked up, okay, high as the sky. We got Donald still being messy. We got Miss Jody out here talking about she loves some Dominican men, some big black men. Come on over here and let me ride ya, all right? And we got Bobby over here saying, listen, all I want is Lily and my pork chops, all right? And everything will be all right. Child, this thing be a hot mess. It be cracking me up. I'll be enjoying it, though. I ain't even gonna lie, okay? It's a mess that I'm here for. Let's go ahead and get into this episode and take it from the top. So, we started out this episode, of course, right where we left off. Cal is over here walking up, and, Dale is just like, what the hell do you want? Why are you here, Cal? Okay, why are you here? And Cal is basically saying, I want to know what's going on, Dale. I want to know what's happening with you. What you doing? Are you here with a boo? Is there somebody up in here? You over here doing a romance thing with a man? And, Dale is like, no, I'm actually in the damn woods camping. Yes, you know my situation, okay? So he was like, I do, and you could have always came over and chilled over with me, come on over to my place in my Teddy Pendergrass voice, okay? So he was like, no, I don't think so. I'm good. He was like, well, I have the room. He was like, yeah, that's a no for me, dog, okay? He gonna talk about some and chains, and Dale is like, yeah, see, I said no, okay? So basically, Cal talking about, well, fine, I'm not going to beg you. And so again, Dale is saying, why are you here? He was like, you should probably leave now. And Cal is like, no, I'm not going nowhere. He's like, you got a man in there? And then, Dale is like, no. He was like, you cheating on me, Dale? I'm saying cheating. How the hell can he be cheating when he don't belong with you, Mr. Cal? Okay, he's not trying to be with you. You are not his and he is not yours. So Dale over here talking about, Cal, I'm not kidding around and picking up a stick and, Dale, I should say. Did I say Cal? I meant Dale. And Cal was like, oh, you getting all butch on me. So he was like, anyway, you know why I am here. And he was like, I know that Alan is here. And he says, Alan, you should probably get on up out of there. So Alan comes walking out the tent and he's like, hey, sir, and he's like, what are you doing here? Cal, I'm here talking about some hey stud. So he's like, what's going on? So Cal was like, well, you want to tell me what you doing here? And he was like, camping, sir. He was like, oh, I never, took you for the type. So Alan is like, well, I love the outdoors. Of course, that's not what Cal was meaning, but he's like, well, you need to come on and come with me. So he was like, why? He says, because we have been calling you. The chief of staff has been calling you. He hasn't been able to get in touch with you. So he was like, is that how you found us? So Cal's like, we got many ways. So Alan is like, well, I don't want to go. He said, well, you're coming whether you want to or not. Okay, let's get out of here. I'm not going to sit here and argue with the both of y'all. You're going to have to go. He was like, if you don't come, then your ass could end up in jail. So Alan is like, jail? What are you talking about? He was like, yeah, there's some files that went missing. And, basically we need to know what happened to them because you went missing and now the top secret files went missing and Donald needs to talk to you. So he was like, I didn't take anything. So he was like, well, you have to come and tell him that. So, of course, they going back and forth, and he's saying he don't want to go. And Cal is like, listen, at this point, he takes his gun out. And he was like, you're coming and you're coming right now. He basically says to Dale, you still standing there with that stick. What are you going to do with that stick when I got a gun? And, Dale was like, hit you with it. And, Alan tells him, like, Dale, just put the stick down. He was like, are you all right? He says, yeah, I'm good. And he just basically pat him on the shoulder and says to Cal, let's go. At the end of the day, he didn't want nothing to happen with Dale. So here go Cal telling Dale he gonna deal with him later. They had to leave. And then Dale is just looking, all right? So I said, Dell was out here ready to fight, honey. He didn't care. He said he was going to go down with a fight. He had his stick ready. Now, in the meantime, Victoria's still up in damn Donald house, child. Okay, they are saying, why are you still here? Why won't you leave? You know, but she complaining about the liquor, saying it tastes nasty. And he's like, well, Lily fixed that up for you. You know, and he's telling her Lily is as sophisticated as they come. She was like, no, she's trying way too hard or whatever the case may be. And he was like, and you're not. I said, oop, shots fired, all right. So she took him, honey, I've grown up with money, okay, and I didn't have to screw a gay man to get it. At this point, Lily come walking in. She said, but you did have to do a white one. I said, uh-oh, we getting it on and popping up in here, okay. So Victoria was like, look who's moving around. And she was like, yes, I am, darling. Okay. And so she was like, why are you still here? Okay. Why are you still in my damn house? And so Victoria's like, excuse me. She said, why are you here? I didn't stutter. Okay. She was like, well, girl, I'm here doing business with your pretty little husband. So Lily gonna walk over to him because she was saying it's none of her business. And Lily was like, you think so? Rubbing all on, Donald's face or whatever. And so Victoria over here laughing, and she was like, whatever. She said, I want in on what you two are talking about. I want to know everything. Spill the tea. Okay. I want to know everything that y'all know. And so Victoria's like, nah, girl, that's not how it works. And she was like, what, girl? And so Victoria was like, is she serious? And she was like, Donald says, you know what? You can handle this. She was like, thank you. And she said, he sits down to let Victoria handle Lily. So she telling her how it's top secret and is in the interests of the interests of the country. And, Lily was like, oh, you mean your interest? And she was like, my interest is the country's interest. So Lily was like, so you really not going to tell me, huh? Now, mind you, Lily is cracking up, hysterical, laughing nonstop in between saying all this stuff. She over here talking about, well, you know what, Victoria, he already tried that. Because she was just saying that Donald should have killed her. So she was like, what is she talking about? So she was like, girl, he had Cal waterboard me. She was like, that's it? Victoria's stupid. She talking about, girl, trust me, if he wanted you dead, your head would be off. So Donald was like, I keep trying to tell her that. She was like, we don't try to kill people, we do. So Lily was asking her like, well, who did you kill? She talking about many people. She said, why? She said, for doing the same thing you doing right now, okay, irritating the hell out of me, getting on my damn nerves. And so Lily was like, seriously? So every time Victoria would say something, Lily was talking about, you got the claws out, okay. So she was like, oh, so you just go around murdering people, huh? That's what you saying, She's like, what's that? What you gonna do or whatever? And so Victoria was like, yeah, you really are annoying me. So at this point, Donald stands up and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He was like, perhaps, Lily, you want to go ahead and go upstairs and lay down for a minute. Victoria telling her she looked like shit. And she was like, do I? And Victoria was like, you do? She was like, is she high? She was like, girl, are you high? She was like, again, I'm getting really annoyed with this whole situation. And she was like, you was going to go to the vice president. You think we going to tell you something after you was trying to destroy us? So Lily turns and she basically was like, Your Majesty, okay, did the little bow down and was like, Donald tells her you may leave now. So in the meantime, she going stomping up the damn steps mad loud. Yo, I can't. Because again, Victoria was like, is she on damn drugs? And Donald talking about she drained. She was like, ain't nobody that damn tired. So in the meantime, she's leaving, going slow motion and stomping up the damn stairs. And she's going, the bitch from Watts is gone. The bitch from Watts is gone. The bitch from Watts is gone. So Donald was like, well, yeah, maybe she's a little less, sophisticated than she used to be. And then when she stomping, Donald talking about she heavy footed. I said, if y'all don't get the hell up out of here with this mess. So Donald was like, okay, First Lady, like, are we done with everything that's going on? Because she was like, why do you keep her around? And he said, well, she knows bits and pieces that she could put together that could cause me a whole lot of problems with, if it got out in the press, and he's not taking no chances. She said, nah, you being soft and you playing games, okay, you need to get a little bit harder. And so he was like, are we done with our business? Because you still here, and I think we finished discussing everything. So Victoria was like, yes. And so he's like, I'm good. Then why are you still standing here? And she was like, well, I was enjoying being out of the White House for a minute, but y'all here with this cheap liquor and nobody to serve it. I think I will get ready to get the hell up out of here. But she talking about, what's in this room. And Donna was just like, this bitch. So we get to Bobby and Cal pulling up at Miss Nancy and Mr. Rich's house, honey. Okay, remember they going over there to talk to Sharon, and they get out the car, and of course Miss Jody is outside, and she looking and lurking and talking about, may I help you? May I help you? Who are you looking for? And so they was like, nah, ma'am, we good. We know where we going. I'm saying thanks. But then she was like, y'all look official. Okay, we keep having these official people popping up over here. They like, yes, ma'am. So she was like, oh, y'all looking for the president? They like the president. She said, yeah, he came by here earlier. Miss Nancy, Miss Jody gonna spill the tea. So they like, you sure it was him? She said, I know that mother when I see him. Okay, I know exactly what he looks like. So she talking about, Bobby was like, ain't no motorcade leave the White House. She said, oh no, he wasn't in a motorcade, honey. He came in this little car with this Dominican looking dude, and I loves me a Dominican. Okay, she said, y'all need the license plate. So I was like, of course Miss Jody would have the damn license plate. Okay, so they was saying like, how did she even hear them? Because they was whispering, and then they like, do you know the color of the car? She said, yeah, black. And then that's when she told them about the license plate. So they like, sure, yes, that would be very helpful. So she gonna tell Bobby, yeah, you come on over here, baby. Give me your number, and I'm gonna text it to you. So of course Max is messing with him, like, yeah, give her your number. He was like, well, I could just take a picture of it, and he come over there with her, near her, whatever. And she talking about, oh yeah, you fun. I like him like this. Yes, I likes me a big old black man. Okay. And so he was like, yeah, I could just take a picture. He trying to hurry up and be like, I'm gonna take it real quick so he could get away from my ass. All right. In the meantime, she rubbing him and talking about thank you. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. And he was like, thank you, ma'am. So he hurries up, and Cal is in the meantime, I'm saying Max is in the meantime saying, you didn't give her your number. He was like, oh no, I'm married. And then he's like, actually, I'm married to him. So she talking about, oh shit. And she said, well, I guess, never mind, you should have came to me before you went messing around with his ass. And so Max was like, I agree. So she's like, they just tell her, you have a wonderful night. Thanks for your help. And she's like, all right, you too. So she like, yeah, child, still watching him walking away. So, they like, what a neighbor or whatever, and then she gonna talk about, let me know if you change your mind. Okay. And then Bobby was saying that she's still looking at me. Hell yeah, she's still looking. Okay. So they go ahead up to the house. Richard opened the door and let them in, and they sit down to have this conversation with Sharon, telling her that the president is not going to leave her alone. It's not going to stop. They like, Max knows because he worked with him for a long time. He was already working with him before he came president. He was working with him when he was a governor. So he like, I know how he get down. Basically with him is drugs and women. And so Richard is like, what? And this is who we got running the damn White House. And they was like, yeah, we trying to get him up out of there. So, of course, they giving her the breakdown of the fact that when he calls, they will basically want her to, record the calls and let them hear whatever is stuff that they would be able to use and prove without a reasonable doubt that he is definitely not, who he's pretending to be, and he wouldn't be able to wiggle out of it. And Sharon is like, I don't know about all of that. Like, I don't think I could deal with that. I don't think I want no parts of it. So at first they were still trying to give her, this black phone, and they were saying that's what she would use. All she got to do is put her number in it. It will record it. And they was like, that way they could play back anything that's of interest that's dealing with the case that they would be putting together. And she's like, nah, sorry, I can't do it. She was like, I don't think it's a good idea. And Richard kept saying he didn't think it was a good idea either. And so she asked, can she leave now? And they're like, yeah, go ahead or whatever. So in the meantime, when she go to leave, Richard is like, I understand what y'all trying to get her to do and where y'all coming from. But he was like, I really don't think that she's the person that y'all could use for this. Y'all going to have to find somebody else. Now, I guess Nancy had offered him some pork chops or whatever. Because, honey, Max was like, okay, let's get up out of here. And Bobby was like, hell no, no, I done got promised pork chops and I'm not leaving here till I get them. He was like, you smell how good them damn pork chops smell? And he was like, damn, you worse than my daggone son. You like a big kid. He was like, you run behind these damn girls and you running behind food. He was like, damn, you already eat. How the hell are you still hungry? So he was dead serious, like he was not leaving till he get his pork chops. Nancy come out there with a plate for him and a plate for Max. He talking about he gonna eat both plates. You know, he go ahead and taking a bite out of the pork chop, and she saying she gonna get him a fork. And Max was like, better yet, can you please wrap this, this up for us to go? And he could go ahead and eat it in the car, right? So I was like, they a damn mess. You know, they freaking arguing like they are old married couple. So now, we move on from them or whatever. And of course, Alonzo had basically came with Victoria too, because Donald had said he wanted to talk to him. So he calls him over and he's like, yo, what happened? Where did you take the president? He was like, I'd rather not say, because he's feeling uncomfortable talking about it in front of Victoria. He's like, we already know that you took him out. And then Victoria is telling Donald about how she has smelled him on Hunter because of the fact of him giving him his hat. And he was like, you gave him his hat? So he's telling him, like, we have a protocol for this that you're supposed to follow, right? And Alonzo is like, I know now. He was like, but you didn't know before. And he's like, no, sir, I apologize. So he was basically like, you're fired. So he's like, I'm fired. Now Victoria's like, no, don't fire him. She was like, this is good. We could use this because that means that Hunter's trusting him. So if we go ahead and let him continue, thinking that he's working with him or whatever the case may be, we could get over and be able to find out info from him. And Donald was like, okay, yeah, I see where you're going with this. He's like, that's actually smart. So she's like, but that's only on one condition. Like, if you tell us everything that went down, where y'all went and what was happening, then you good. But if you don't, then you are fired, okay? Because he was still at first trying to say, like, nah, ma'am, I can't. So he go ahead. Really, he didn't have to say nothing, because basically she was like, he took you to get him some drugs. And he's like, yes, ma'am. And she's like, and horse. And he's like, yes, ma'am. She was like, yeah, the usual, what he's always been doing or whatever, right? And then Donald already knows the daggone prostitute or whatever, that was there. He's saying her name is Champagne. So he like, oh, you took her to old Miss Champagne, okay? So, in the dirtiest, lowest part of the city. So now she's like, let me see it. And he pulls out his phone and Victoria's looking at it. And she's like, oh, God, he going to have to get all kind of STIs, tests after this. So mind you, Alonzo grabs the phone out her hand and he's just saying, yes, sir, no, sir, to everything that they ask him or whatever. He puts it back in his pocket. And she's basically like, I know he didn't just snatch the damn phone out of my hand or whatever, right? But he agrees and says that anything that's going on, he will do whatever Hunter tells him to do, but he will be basically telling Donald, about it right after. And so at this point, Victoria is now saying, yeah, let me get the hell up out of here. I'm tired of this place now. I'm ready to go. I've been here long enough. Like, I wish I could say that I enjoyed it, but it's time for me to get back to the White House or whatever, and where there's somewhere, that is a place that people can help me with my damn drinks. And he talking about, oh, well, I enjoyed you, Miss First Lady. It was a pleasure. And she was like, oh, cut the shit, okay? And so she got ahead to leave and was telling Donald to off, okay? So now, when she walking out, Donald just smiling behind her or whatever, talking about, I'm so glad you visited my damn house. So in the meantime, we get to Dell and them is at the store, right? Dell is basically there. I'm sorry. Kareem is there and Dell shows up. And so Kareem is putting Dell up to speed on how everything supposedly got dropped, everything that Sharon told him. And then Dell is saying, that don't add up. I can't see it ending that easy. How could this possibly be over? And he's telling them that they took Alan. And Kareem is like, oh, he's dead. And Dell is like, don't say that. He was like, nah, he's probably dead. So at the end of the day, Kareem over here talking about, he feels the same way as, they'll do. Like, they ain't stuck in this position where they can't let them get away, and it's like if they don't have no rights and they don't have no way to protect themselves. So he talking about, yeah, I was thinking about that, and I think I got an answer to that. Now he go down and pick up this black bag and put it on the damn counter, child, and open it up, and it's big ass damn guns. I said, Kareem, what the hell you gonna do with these guns? Do you even know how to use these guns? And so Dell end up taking the words right out of my mouth, because he's like, do you even know how to use these damn guns? And so, Kareem over here, do you? And Dell talking about, yeah, I'm from the country, okay? Don't get it twisted. Just because I get damn manicures don't mean I don't know how to work no guns. Excuse me. And so Kareem was like, okay, I apologize. Like, my bad. I'm sorry. He was like, well, hopefully we will never have to use these. Now, mind you, poor Dell over here starving. He talking about, can I have some of your chips? And Kareem was like, man, chips ain't gonna fill you up. That ain't no damn food. He was like, just order some food for me and you. Dell was saying that he wanted to call Sharon and let her know that he was okay. And plus, really get down to what all she found out when she was there. And Kareem was like, well, let me just call her first. After I finish calling her, then you call her, whatever. He was like, order us both some food from next door, whatever the hell supposed to be next door, okay? And I don't know if Dell had money on him. I don't think so, because I remember him and Alan ain't have no money for their food, so I guess he supposed to take something out the register to pay for it, okay? So, moving on from that, we basically got to, Kareem calling up Sharon. And of course, he just got to be so annoying. First, it started out cool where he's like, how you doing? Are you okay? I just want to check in on you. He's telling her he about to come over there and get her. She's like, nah, I'm good here. I don't need you to come. So then he talking about, I don't want you to be there while he's there. She's like, first of all, he's not even there. Yeah, but he's going to come back. And, who better you in? I don't want you in his bed. So she was like, look, I'm tired. I don't feel like talking about this tonight. I'll tell you about it tomorrow. She was like, yeah, it is over, except for the fact that these people came. And I was just about to be like, girl, do not talk about this on the damn phone. Like, y'all didn't learn. But she does say she not going to tell him over the phone, that she'll tell him when she get there. But I said, shit, wasn't the damn pharmacy bug too? So, child, I wouldn't say nothing unless, I don't know, I'm outside, not nowhere near the stores, nowhere near the damn, phones or nothing, okay? But she does tell him that she'll tell him about it in the morning and put him up to speed to, exactly what she talking about, which was basically Bobby and Cal, and with them, Bobby and Max, I'm sorry, y'all, coming and what they was talking to her about. Now, in the meantime, Nancy is still worried sick about damn Barry, okay? Barry is still working on his other show. He ain't got time for the okay? And so she was saying she don't hate nobody, but she's really close to hating Hunter. And he's like, nah, don't do that. He was like, don't let, them stoop you to that level or whatever. And then she was saying, I wish Sharon would get his ass. I wouldn't mind it. He was like, yeah, but she can't do that. So Nancy was like, yes, she can. He was like, what you mean? She was like, man, freaking, Sharon is not the little wallflower that you think she is. He said, what are you talking about? She's so sweet and innocent, okay? She said, girl, that girl's a beast, child, okay? Do not get it twisted. He said, what? She said, yeah. She said she used to be out here, stripping. Sweet or not, baby, she's sweet and sour, okay? Don't let it fool you. She was like, she can definitely do it, okay? So he was like, well, what make you say that? You know what I'm saying? You think so? And she's like, hell yeah, I think so. She was like, Richard, this girl used to be a damn stripper. He was like, what? He was like, what are you talking about? She was like, yeah, she used to work in a strip club and her name was Bitch Tobia. I said, not Bitch Tobia. What the hell? Y'all couldn't come up with a better name than that. So Richard's like, what the hell? He said, why you didn't never tell me this? She was like, because you would have judged her and I didn't want you to judge her. He said, well, damn. He said, look, she put herself, she said she put herself through pharmacy school though, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it is what it is. She know how to handle men like him. So he was like, well, shit, maybe she can do it. She said, yeah, she can. And I'm going to talk to her about it tomorrow. So he said, you learn something new every day. She said, yep, you sure do. She said, and we got to find Barry. And he was like, yes, we will. Okay. We are definitely going to find him. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. So I said, now damn Nancy want to talk Sharon into doing this. Okay. So then he's like, bitch told me again. She said, listen, that's what she said. He was like, damn. And they both basically sitting there, cracking up. Now, in the meantime, Hunter's like, wait a minute, it's been quiet here too damn long, okay? Where the hell is my damn wife? So he calling downstairs and he's like, I don't give a damn who it is, send somebody up. So, one of the guys come up and he's like, where's Victoria? Where did she go? They like, oh, well, she went over to the chief of staff house. He's like, what? Like on her own? On the outside to go to his house, his personal residence? And he's like, yeah. Oh, okay. He's like, get Donald on the damn phone, okay? So they call up Donald and Donald get on and he's like, yeah, the president want to speak to you. So then Hunter get on with him. He makes sure that the guy's back going downstairs out of sight. And he's like, is my wife there with you? And Donald's like, no, sir, she already left. He said, well, what the hell was she doing there? He like, oh, well, sir, she had to come by to tell me the good news and give me the breakdown of the situation. He like, what situation? Because, of course, she done told everybody but him. And he's like, the fact that she took care of everything, she made the problem go away. The vice president believes it and everything. And he's like, oh, really? How did she do that? He's like, I have no clue, sir, but she did. So then he's asking him, like, Donald, are you with her or with me? He's like, I'm with you, sir. He was like, yo, are you sleeping with my wife? So Donald laughing hysterical and he like, oh, hell no, 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 no. Trust me, that is not an issue at all. I'm not sleeping with your wife. So Hunter was like, that almost sounds, believable. But then he was like, no, sir, the only woman I have sex with is my beautiful wife. Hunter said, now that part, didn't sound believable. But he's like, it's all true, Mr. President. So he's like, something is going on, Donald, and I'm going to get to the damn bottom of it. I'm going to figure it out. So Donald talking about, what do you mean, sir? He was like, somebody's playing a game. So he was like, well, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, sir. Do you want to tell me what you're talking about? He was like, no, I'm just going to wait and talk to you in the morning. Donald was still talking and he hung up the damn phone on him, okay? Like, I ain't got time for you because right now he really don't believe none of them, okay? Even though they think Hunter is stupid, he may not be as stupid as they think, okay? So now, we have Victoria show her behind back up and she's basically telling him like, yo, you keep messing up. My father keep having to clean up your stuff. At first he's thinking she's talking about money and she's like, no, this is not about money. This is about you and all the damn dumb things you out here doing. She was like, you over here getting caught out in the damn streets with some damn, call girl, Miss Champagne or whatever. And she was like, you really hate this job so much. I mean, you got it damn easy. You don't got, barely anything to do. She was like, first you had the headless hole on your bed. Then you had that raggedy ass affair with the press secretary, you had an assassination attempt on your life. Like, what else do you need? You running around here like a damn cocaine maniac, binging cocaine every damn minute. What the hell is wrong with you? She was like, everything has been put right in front of you, and this is everything that we work for. She said, and all you do is keep on doing everything, to mess it up. She said, I could understand Jason and Gail, but this is what we asked for, and we literally have it all, and you seem like you really trying to self-destruct and ruin it. She said, you keep pushing and pushing and pushing to the edge, one day you gonna fall over it. So he said, you know what, you almost sound a little bit concerned there. It's so funny hearing you sounding like that. He said, but I know you really only concerned about your damn self and only trying to save yourself. You're not fooling me. He said, but you would be lost without me. So she looking like, what? He talking about you would be nothing. And he was like, you don't got me fooled. I see you for who you are. So she was like, okay, look, tomorrow you're going to get cleaned up. You're going to do what you got to do. And you're going to talk to the vice president and hear what he have to say. He was like, oh, no, I'm not going to listen to nothing that dumb bitch got to say. And I'm not going to listen to nothing you got to say either. I'm not going to sit here and listen to another damn word. Okay, she talking about, Hunter, you got to hear this. And he was like, no, the hell I don't. He was like, I don't want to hear any more bullshit from you tonight. And he go walking away and she like, Hunter, where are you going? So she just was like, this damn jackass, okay? So in the meantime, we get Alan and damn Kyle in the damn car. Kyle keeps, excuse me, y'all. Oh, God. Kyle keeps saying, you lied to me. Rather, Alan keeps saying to Kyle, you lied to me. He was like, I didn't take anything. You know what he knows is. So what is this really about? He's like, just talk to me man to man and tell me what is happening. So that way I could know, just tell me what's up. So he was like, oh, look at you. You know, all of a sudden you want to stand up for yourself. And he's like, where are you from anyway? So Alan is like, from New York, and you already know that. He was like, yeah, true. So he says to him again, like, listen, man to man, just tell me what the deal is so I could already know what's happening. And he was like, look, you're going to have to wait and speak to him about that. He's going to tell you everything that's happening. So Alan is saying, like, did y'all send, or did Donald send, you know, of course, Grip to kill him or whatever, but he basically was just like, you know, that agent or whatever. So he was like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. He like, really, you gonna keep playing games with me? You gonna act like you don't know what I'm talking about? So he was like, ah, come on, man, like, cut the bull. He was like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And Cal kept saying, like, no, I don't. So he basically was like, look, if I'm going to go out, if you're taking me somewhere to kill me or whatever, then do it. But before he could finish, Cal was basically like, Alan, if I wanted you dead, you would be dead back there with my boyfriend. I would have killed both of y'all. And Alan is like, oh, that's your boyfriend? He was like, does he know that y'all in a relationship? And so Cal talking about something he better. And he was like, you know, do you want to join in a threesome with us? And Alan is like, nah, that's not my cup of tea. But thanks anyway, you know, for the invite. Okay, I'm good. So he was like, you sure about that? Because I sure do be seeing the way you be looking at Donald. And he was like, nah, I don't look at Donald. It's the other way around. And he was like, oh, why you say that? So Alan was like, because he likes me. So Cal starts laughing at that and was like, oh, really? Is that what you think? And he was like, yeah, why? Does that get under your skin? So Cal's like, do you want to get under my skin? He was like, yeah, maybe. But anyway, he just continues to tell him, like, listen, if I'm going to go, I want it to be my terms, the way that I want it to be, or whatever the case may be, if you are trying to take me out. And he keeps telling him, like, I'm not trying to take you out. I'm just trying to take you to Donald. So he's like, what are you talking about? I don't even get what you're saying. He was like, well, if we gonna go, then we both will go, or whatever the case may be, right? And he like, what the hell? He was like, yo, you really got some, you know, balls on you. He said, I don't even understand what the hell are you talking about? And he was like, if I'm gonna go out, you know, I'm gonna go out the way I want to. I'm not doing it. He was like, I got nothing else to lose. It's gonna be on my terms. I done lost everything, you know, that I had to lose. And so Kyle over here talking about some, you know, we'll see about that, child. The next thing you know, Alan done grabbed that damn steering wheel, child. I said, what are you doing? And you could hear Kyle screaming and saying, Alan, what the hell are you doing? Or whatever, you know, because at first he laughing at him, not really taking him serious, talking about, why you paranoid? He like, I'm not paranoid. Why are you afraid? I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of nothing at this point. So he grabbed the damn, you know, steering wheel, and the damn car done flipped over about 3-4 times. Looked like it bounced off a wall. I said, I'm confused. Like, how the hell is it doing all these flips just from him grabbing the steering wheel? I don't know. But it flip, and it ends up in the grass. And you're just hearing Kyle like, what the hell? And that's how the episode ended, y'all. So, I don't know, but y'all tell me what y'all thought about this episode, honey. Is Cal and Alan gonna end up in the daggone hospital? Is Sharon gonna be able to talk, I'm sorry, is Miss Nancy gonna be able to talk Sharon into going in undercover, okay, for Hunter? You know, what is the VP about to go up in there and say? Is his wife on to him in his games, okay? Put it all in the comments, y'all. Let's discuss. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in